Hey everybody, it's Daniela from Sister Mediums. Thanks for tuning in for another angel card reading. It's May 1st, and I just wanted to do a little bit of a recap from last month. April, I don't know about you guys, but it flew by like crazy. Even though it was a long month, it was fast. Very true to the cards that came through. I've spoken to a few people and they told me how they resonate, and I hope they've resonated with you guys as well. We're always asking our angels to come in and tell us how they feel and what we need to know about the month ahead. Always providing guidance. So last month we were overcoming difficulties, and there was this big message about everyone having to overcome problems and that you've gotten through the hardest part because you finally made some decisions, which helps to make things move forward. With that, there was also success and gratitude and things coming your way because you've made those decisions. So I guess good final endings. And things moving at lightning speed, which I don't know about you guys, but for me, they did. Things moved very fast. I still can't believe we're already into May. The last card that had come through was a reverse card, and it was, whether we're blocking that abundance. So I'm curious to know if some of you were able to really pay attention to what blocks you were putting out there. Because I know for a lot of people I spoke to, they really took that advice and focused more on just being thankful and having gratitude and just saying to the universe that I'm ready to receive in whichever way you're ready to give it to me. And they were just shocked at how that was happening for them. And I can honestly say I feel the exact same way. So that said, two decks. Two decks is what I'm using today. So I'm using the Angel Tarot deck, and I'm also using Archangel Gabriel. This is what I felt called to pull from today. And it's very interesting because this deck's come out a lot in my card readings this week. Even though it's only Wednesday, I've had quite a few angel card readings. And what's crazy is the card that came out is one of the ones I'd say probably out of the 5 people in the last 2 days, this came out for probably 2. And then, of course, it's coming out again today. So, further ado, I'm going to just start and go because I tend to, babble. It's the motivation card. Take a look at this card. This is telling us that this month we need to concentrate on keeping that motivation and keeping with the ending of April, how, the ending kept saying to you, just think of gratitude. It's not always about keeping your eye on the prize. It's about really focusing on how to keep myself motivated so that ending prize will come. Because we kind of tend to lose steam. You start a project and all of a sudden halfway through you're like, oh, I don't know, or you procrastinate. And then all of a sudden you realize I wasted so much time. So keep yourself motivated. How can we do that? So many different ways. I actually, those boards, I don't know what they're called. And you just put the little letters on them. I don't know, there's probably a name for them, but it's a board. Anyways, I picked one up and I actually used it in my healing to remind myself every day that I was going through healing. And I just changed it the other day and put on some affirmations on it because I thought, you know what? I want to wake up every morning and actually visualize and see something. And that keeps me motivated every morning that the healing process is still there every day of our lives, but also these mantras to keep me in check and in focus. Whatever projects you're working on, don't do them all at once. Focus on one task at a time. I feel like this month, this motivation's kind of throwing you off because you're feeling so overwhelmed and all of a sudden you're stuck. And when you have one too many things to do, that's exactly what happens. You just actually end up getting nothing done. The big to-do list? Pick 1 or 2 things. Focus on one, then get the other one done. There's no point in trying to rush it all and then actually getting nothing done. And that also helps keep you motivated. Do something different than what you're used to doing. If you generally do it one way and you're finding that you're getting stuck and you've lost the motivation to want to finish something, take a step back and say, you know what, I've always done it this way. Maybe I'm going to focus and do it differently. Instead of doing it in the morning, I'm going to do it in the afternoon or vice versa. Smaller tasks help. Ask, breathe, pray. Do whatever you need to do to keep your focus. And if it means stepping away, because for some people, they're very regimented to how they want to finish a task, that's hard to step away, but do it because you find that you'll come back with a little more of a positive energy as you go back in. And this is really going to feed you to what's coming next. I was talking to a client this week about how to motivate yourself. And I remember her saying, she'd lost a lot of weight. And she's like, and I still don't feel motivated. Like I should be motivated because I've lost, a ton of weight. And I thought to myself, well, how can you sit there and think of another way to keep yourself motivated that's not just about the scale on the number? Oh my God, I'm talking backwards. The number on the scale. And I said to her, think of non-scale victories. So things that are not always that number that says, oh my God, I lost 5 pounds, or oh my God, I gained 10 pounds. And I said, think of what's one thing that's happened during this health journey that you've been on that has made you realize I can keep going and I'm going to keep myself motivated even if it's not about the number. And she said, well, my rings. I remember her talking about her rings. And she said that her rings felt better. She's like, my rings can fit me. I never could get my rings on before. And I'm like, that's a non-scale victory. So that's something huge. And that should keep you motivated. So sometimes we have to look for things outside of what is actually happening within us and around us. Okay, so it's that call to dig a little bit deeper and keep that motivation high. Try. That's all we have to do. It's all in the knowing. Right? We have the knowing that this is going to be affecting us this month. So when it happens, go, oh my God, I remember the motivation card came out. So what do I do to keep myself motivated, and do it? Now, a jumping card came along with that. A jumping card is when a card just kind of flies out of the deck. And that wasn't the intended card, but I'm going to follow with it, which is the writer's group card. And it basically talks about creating a writer's group to, gain inspiration, friendship, and support. It doesn't have to be a writer's group specifically, but join something or be in a group where there's like-minded people, because they will also help to keep that motivation going. Someone else might have an idea for you that says, hey, you know what? I actually have a different way of doing it. Why don't you try this? And you might go, oh my God, there's the light bulb moment that I wasn't thinking of because I've never looked at it from that perspective. Also, writing yourself. Sometimes you need to take a step back to just write some ideas down that are different than maybe what you started with or what you planned. And that would get that, it's like writer's block. You start writing and you start just getting ideas or doing something different, and all of a sudden the block is lifted and you're just typing a mile a minute. So I love that it followed with this card. And then, of course, the actual card that I'm so happy about this one. And this tells me that May is going to be, it's not going to be challenging. I always say to people, yeah, the motivation's there. It tells me there's some lack of motivation, but you guys are going to get back on your feet really quickly, because you're going to realize if I keep in that positive mindset, if I keep this focus, the Empress, I'm going to do well, and abundance is coming my way. So even though I think April was a pretty abundant month for a lot of people, I heard people saying that, sales went up, their businesses were doing better, and they were getting a lot busier than they were over this like kind of lull of maybe the Christmas months. This is telling me that, I feel like I'm losing my voice. This is telling me that abundance is near. Okay, so take a look at the Empress. She's got her wings up and she is like saying, yep, I'm ready to receive. All of your hard work and all your creativity has brought forward so much abundance. What's also interesting is Archangel Gabriel. So in case you guys didn't notice, or I didn't even say it before, was we used the Archangel Gabriel deck. And then when we used the other Archangel deck, Gabriel came out again. So Gabriel is really important at giving you courage to express your ideas and your dreams. So that lack of motivation, look at what angel is behind you. This archangel is saying, I'm going to give you the courage to go forward and continue the dreams and ideas that you've put in place, especially from the beginning of the year, because they're going to be fruitful and they're going to be abundant. It's a positive card. It's a successful card. If you also notice, she is holding a baby. So she is a very, she's nurturing. It's a nurturing angel here. It's all about nurturing the self and also nurturing the relationships around you. So if anyone is at that point of really, especially with their family, sometimes it's about nurturing the children you have, teaching them new things, but it's also about nurturing yourself, and also sometimes a rebirth, newborn projects coming to life, maybe even newborn babies. For those of you who are at that point, maybe this is the indication that says it's time. And a lot of the hard work that you've gone through to get where you are, you'll have successful news this month. keep at it. You're all deserving of love and success. And when the Empress appears, that's what this means. So it's a great card. I'm going to totally take this one and say, yes, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, angels. Thank you to all the guides who bring this forward. I love that the river is flowing behind her. She's got her every animal under the sun here. And it's such an earthly card. Lavish abundance. That river flowing back there, that little waterfall that's flowing into the river, tells me that it's going to overflow. Abundance overflows. And so do your ideas. So all that motivation is going to get you here. So keep it up. May is a great month. I feel like this was the shortest reading I've probably ever given, but I really can't say anything else other than how much we're going to grow, how much we're going to keep ourselves motivated, and all the good things that are going to come this month. It's a good one. I also hope it brings some flowers. I was wearing my flowers today, hoping that this was going to inspire Mother Nature to allow the bloom and the growth, and maybe it's just, synchronistic, because I put this on today and look at the cards we got. I'm just feeling this great energy. Did I miss anything? Nurturing yourself. We talked about this. Health. Oh, and health too. I always say it's not just about the abundance that you receive, monetary abundance. It's also about your mind and your health and the abundance you receive in that. So the more we motivate ourselves, for those of you who are still doing really great at working out and keeping those New Year's, resolutions of wanting to get healthy and are still at it, good for you, because this is telling me that abundance in every form is there, including your health and your mind. When we nurture our health, we nurture our minds, we feel better, we look better, and you irradiate positive energy. So for everybody that watches this, I hope that you're radiating positive energy this month, and lots of love and light to everyone here who watches every video. Like and subscribe. I gotta say that because I never usually do. Like and subscribe. Julie will be on here in 2 weeks for her oracle card reading, and that's it. Have a great month, guys. Blessings on blessings always. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next month.